today's collectible spot, we are having a look at the Herocross Star Wars Boba Fett figure. When Spot first found out that Herocross was going to be releasing a Boba Fett, above the Vader that we've already had a look at and the Stormtrooper, it was the next figure I really wanted to pick up. He comes packaged in a black box. There's not really much to be said for the box itself. There's Star Wars on the side. And then on the back, we've got Disney Boba Fett. With the address down below if you want to check out more from Herocross, www.herocross.com. You can also follow them on Facebook at facebook.com/HerocrossHK. The one thing about the figure box as well is you can open up the flap, and inside you can see what Boba Fett's going to look like, the interchangeable hands. He comes with his rifle and so much more. No read up here, but that's okay. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, however, we can get a better look at the Herocross Star Wars Boba Fett. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. For displaying options, Boba Fett comes with a branded display stand that does light up. Simply just add 3 AAA batteries, which Spot's already done. Switch it on, and you've got a soft, yet still bright light that shines underneath the logo. The neck is adjustable in 3 different places, adjustable at the bottom, the mid, and the top. And then it also has a swiveled waist clip, and then the little waist clips also hinge in and out. So you can display Boba Fett in some dynamic poses, or just have him simply standing on the display stand if you so wish. Turn the batteries off here. There we go. Can't seem to find the switch. There, put it right over there. As for his other accessories, he comes with 2 pairs of extra hands. 2 hands are suited for holding pistols or accessories. One specifically for a trigger finger, so if you can get that going with his blaster. And he's got another one for a blaster. So kind of technically 3 for holding the blaster, and then 1 is more of a relaxed palm, but all of which are intended for holding accessories. His other accessory is his trademark blaster. I like how they've added a paint to it that looks like it's been aged and worn away. Like just you can see almost like the metal shining underneath there. It's just like really nice aged look to it. The blaster also, the barrel, same idea. Kind of a gunmetal gray and brown combination. Currently he can't hold it right now just because simply his fists are closed shut, but simply switching out any one of the hands, which I'll show you in a second, you can have him holding his blaster. Having a look though at Boba Fett. If you like a super stylized, super deformed size of Boba Fett, you're in luck. This figure is very, very cool. And I guess, as mentioned, this I think is my 3rd Herocross Star Wars figure. First being Darth Vader, second being the Stormtrooper, and now Boba Fett here. I'm hoping they will continue their Star Wars line as well as they've been doing all the other lines as well that they've been releasing. But like the Star Wars line, there's so many cool possibilities out there for pieces that they can release. Speaking in regards to the Force Awakens, maybe we can get some of the characters from Force Awakens, especially imagining this as a Kylo Ren, I think would be very, very cool. And even not even thinking of the more recent Force Awakens, they could recolor this and release this as a Jango Fett. Also something I would be very interested in getting. He does have his backpack on the back of him. It doesn't look like it is removable, nor would I start forcing away at it. The helmet is also not removable, but he does have the lowering scope that can drop down to the front of his helmet. You have to agree, though, one thing that Herocross does very well is like paint. Weathering on the helmet is very, very good, especially on the chest plate there as well. Loads of paint, loads of detail that they've added to this, even right down to like the darts on his gauntlet there. This you'll find periodically will pop off. It's just a little side thruster of his jetpack. You can just pop that back into place. But he's a very well executed, well conceived figure. Just again, really small and in that sort of super deformed way. And because you know, he's Herocross. He's also a little bit of a heavier piece than probably what you're expecting. You might think he's a little lighter than what he is. He does have a fair bit of weight to him. Again, like, look at all the incredible weathering that they've done on the side of the helmet. Little scratches and where the metal's been scuffed or during battle. It really looks cool. In the way of his posability, Boba Fett, I wanted to call him Jango Fett for a second. Boba Fett has a ball joint head, ball joint shoulders. The arms rotate forward and back and out. He has a hinge in the elbow, rotation in the wrists, a very nice ball joint in the torso. It's almost like they've allotted for an extra gap in between his top torso and his lower waist, just so that you can get more clearance going with his movement in his torso. I like that. Legs are on ball joints as well. He has hinges in his knees. And the thing is, about the one thing you have to be careful of is because all these joints are, essentially you have the joint and then you have the forearm over top of the joint, or you have the leg on top of the joint. You have to know where that joint is residing. So for example, if I can just rotate the leg around, see how this is actually a separate piece? You have to know where that joint is hidden underneath, that you don't accidentally add stress to it. And then finally, he's got a ball joint in the foot. Let's go ahead and take his hand off. Just a simple case of popping it off the very large ball joint, finding the appropriate hand that we want to use. Let's say we use this one here. And just wiggle that back onto the socket. There we go. And then we can go ahead and add the blaster. And you know, with Boba's blaster, it's a little bit different in design. Get it to, there we go. There we go. And you can get it where he's kind of posed with the blaster in his hand. Let's just go ahead and revisit and fix. Pick that back into place. There we go. A great looking figure. I love this Boba Fett. I think he turned out exceptionally well. The big selling point for me too, he's small, so he doesn't take up a lot of space on the shelf, but he really has a lot of paint. A lot of layers, a lot of wear, a lot of just super detailed. Love it. Today's collectible spot. Spot was having a look at the Herocross Star Wars Boba Fett figure. I was going to say statue, but I mean, it's almost as detailed as what you would get with a statue. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more collectible spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.